So, okay, so we start, right, our discussion for science, okay. So, model paper 1. Okay, so I already forward this question paper on your group. Okay, so we start, right. So, let's see question number 1, right. So, which of the following is correctly matched? Okay, so the first one is length. Okay, the symbol is cm, and the SI unit is centimeter. And B is mass. The symbol is N, Newton. Okay, and then the SI unit is Newton. Temperature is K, and SI unit is Kelvin. Or D, time. The symbol is H, and the SI unit is hour. Okay, so in Form 1, right, you already learned there are 5, right? 5 physical quantity that you need to remember. Okay, so the length, right, must be in meter. Okay, and the symbol must be m. Mass is in kilogram, and the symbol is kg. And time must be in second, and the symbol is s. And electric current is a ampere, and the symbol is a. And temperature is Kelvin, and the symbol is K. So from this, you can see the correct answer is actually C. Okay, so this one, the answer is C. Okay, all right, for number 2. Okay, for number 2. Okay, for number 2. Right, diagram 1 shows an animal cell. Okay, so which of the following is true about W? So W is actually pointed here. Okay, so A is control all the activities in the cell. B, chemical reaction take place here. C, maintain the shape of the cell. D, control the movement of the substance in and out of the cell. Okay, so the answer should be A, right? That one is actually a nucleus. Okay, so the nucleus control all the activities in the cell, and also it contains a DNA. Okay, that carries a genetic information. So that is the function of the nucleus. So this is a mitochondria. So this is produce energy for reaction. So and then this one is a cell membrane. So it controls the flow of materials in and out of the cell. And the one usually the dotted, okay, the dotted is actually is a cytoplasm. Okay, so act as a medium where chemical reaction occur. So from this question, A is a for A the function is a nucleus for the nucleus, and then B chemical reaction take place here. This one is actually for cytoplasm. Okay, maintain the shape of the cell. So this one is actually for cell wall. Okay, so this one is for plant cell. Okay. Okay, and then D control the movement of substance in and out of the cell. So this one is for membrane cell. Okay. So next one, number 3. Okay. So diagram 2 shows the equation for the respiration process. Okay. So glucose plus Y. Okay. So we produce carbon dioxide, water vapor, and P. So what is Y and P? Okay. So Y and P. So number 3, the answer is C. Okay, so glucose plus oxygen will produce carbon dioxide, water, and energy. So that one is a process of respiration. So what is the respiration? So respiration you can divide into 2. Okay, the first one is the external respiration. Okay, the breathing, and then the second one is a internal respiration, the cell respiration. So the cell respiration is actually the one that produces the energy. Okay, so breathing involves exchange of gases between organism and environment, right? So whereas cell respiration is the oxidation process. Okay, see it needs the oxygen here. Okay, so it need the oxygen here, so we call it as a oxidation process. Okay, and breakdown of glucose. Okay, for that occur inside living cells to release energy. So when glucose is oxidized by the oxygen, okay, it will produce energy, okay. And then other than energy, they will also produce the carbon dioxide and also water. Okay, so this is the respiration, cell of respiration. Okay, so this is how you want to test. Okay, so since we know that the respiration will produce the carbon dioxide and energy, so this is the process to test the presence of starch in a plants. Okay, because the plants, you know that they use a process of photosynthesis to produce a glucose, right? And so this is the test, okay, to test whether they got a glucose, okay, inside the leaf there, okay. So the first one, you dip a leaf into a boiling water. So what is the function? You dip it in the boiling water is to break the cell wall. Okay. So and then the second one, okay, half fill a boiling tube with ethanol. So use the alcohol, okay, and put the leaf into it. So this one is actually to take out the chlorophyll here. Okay. So and then the second one, place the boiling tube into a beaker containing hot water. So after 5 minutes, you take out the leaf. Okay, you can see the observe the color change on the leaf. Okay. And then the next one, you dip again into the hot water. Okay, a few seconds so to soften the leaf. Okay, and then you put it on the white tile. Okay, and then you put the iodine here. Okay, so you can see, okay, the change color to the brown to the dark blue. Okay, so that means there is a starch is present. Usually glucose is a simple form of the starch. Okay, glucose is a simple form of the starch. Okay, all right. The next one is, so this one the answer is C. Okay, so the answer is C here. Okay, C. All right. Okay, so which of the following statements correct about particle in a gas? Okay, so P, the particles move randomly. Q, the space between particles are very big. Okay, sorry, R, the particle vibrates at a fixed position. S, collision between particles take place frequently. Okay, so this is the gas. So the answer is, okay, P is correct, okay, and then Q also correct, okay, and another one is S. So P, Q, and S. Okay, number 4, wait, C, C, Q, or S. Okay, this one the answer is wrong, supposed to be B, okay, not C. Okay, move randomly because let's see. So this one number 4, the answer is B, PQS. This one is wrong. Okay. So let's see. So this is a solid. Okay. Solid, liquid, and gas. Okay. Wait for a moment. Someone cannot join. Alright. Okay. So this is solid, liquid, and gas. Right. And then okay. So water is the only substance in nature that exists in all three states naturally. So water is in a liquid state at a room temperature. So when it's frozen, water changes to ice. Meanwhile, water that is heated at 100 degrees Celsius will change to steam. Okay. So water is the only substance that can exist in the three state, right? Solid, liquid, and gas. Okay, so let's say in 0 degrees Celsius, that the water will become ice. Okay, and then when it melts at the room temperature, it will become in a liquid form. Okay, and then after that, if you boil it until 100 degrees Celsius, it will change to steam, so it will be in the gas state. Okay, so let's see the characteristic of the solid, liquid, and gas. Okay, for the solid, it has a fixed shape. Okay, and then for the liquid, it will take the shape of the container, and also for the gas, also it will take the shapes of the container. Okay, for the mass, solid is a fixed mass, liquid also fixed mass, but the gas, no fixed mass. Okay, and then another one is volume. So volume solid is a fixed volume. Also for the liquid, fixed volume. Okay, but the gas is follow the volume of the container. Okay, from compressibility, solid is incompressible, and also liquid difficult to compress, but gas, this one is easy to compress. Okay, and then another one. Okay, so gas, right? So gas, the space between the particles is very large. Okay. Alright. The space between the particle is very large. Okay. And then the particle arrangement is very loose. So you can see the molecule here is very far, okay, from each other. So mean there's a lot of space, okay, between the gas here. Okay, and then the particle movement is moved randomly. Okay, so correct, the answer before is they can move randomly and collide with one another. Okay, so this is for the gas. Alright, for the liquid, okay, the space between particle is moderate, right? So much closer than gas. Alright, the particle arrangement is close. Okay, particle movement move freely and collide with one another. Okay, can still move. Okay, but this one is can move better than this one. Okay, so because there's got a lot of space here compared to liquid, right? So that one is for liquid. And for the solid, okay, solid, so you can see the arrangement of molecule here is very close to each other. Okay, so the space between particle is very small. Okay, the particle arrangement is very close, and the particle movement, it can only vibrate, okay, in a fixed position. So means this is molecule, they only can vibrate like this. Okay, so they cannot move randomly. Okay, so only vibrate at its own position like that. Okay, so this is a comparison, right, between solid, liquid, and gas. Okay, and then next one, right, we see the rate of diffusion of particle in a solid, liquid, and gas. Okay, so this one you put, okay, in the, this is an experiment. Okay, so we put the copper sulfate crystal, okay, inside the test tube. Okay, alright, so this we put in the solid, and this one we put in the liquid. Okay, we put the copper sulfate blue, okay, in the water here, and this one we put it in the gas jar. Okay, so this one you see a bromine gas lah. We don't use the copper sulfate blue here. We use a bromine gas here. Okay, alright. So after a few days, okay, for a solid, alright, you can see the rate of, you can see it become blue. The gel turn blue. Okay, but for liquid, it only takes about 2 hours. Okay, so the water become blue. Okay, but for the bromine gas, okay, after 50 minutes, okay, you can see, okay, the gas is go up already. Okay, so it's already go up here. Okay, so means you can see the rate of diffusion, okay, for the gas is much better than solid, and compare between solid and liquid. Okay, so it only take 50 minutes, and this one is 2 hours, and for solid is a very slow. Okay, so rate of diffusion between solid, liquid, and gas. So gas is number one. Okay, second is liquid, and third one is solid. So why is that? Okay, so because okay, in a gas you can see okay the arrangement of particle here, right? They got a very large space, right? Very large space. So the other particle can easily diffuse okay between this molecule, okay, because they got many space here, so the other particle can just go inside and fill the space, okay, compared if solid, okay. So if solid, if you put another particle here, so it cannot easy to diffuse because there is no many place to okay to go, right? Because their arrangement is very close to each other. Okay, so that's why okay the first one is a gas, the second one is a liquid, and the last one is a solid. Okay, because the space between the molecule. Okay, the gas is very large compared to these two. Okay, all right. Next one. Okay, so what happened, right? If we heat up, okay, a solid, a liquid, or gas. Okay, so let's see from solid. Okay, solid. Okay, let's say I use ice as example. Okay, we use an ice. Okay, so ice is a solid state, right? So when it heated, it will become liquid. So from solid to liquid, okay, since you have to heat the ice, so mean the heat will be absorbed. Okay, so mean it absorb the heat. Okay, so solid to liquid, so let's say from ice to water, okay, heat is absorbed. Okay, and then for water to gas, okay, water to water vapor. Okay, so from liquid to gas, okay, so you have to heat up, yeah, you have to heat up the water, so mean it absorb the heat. Okay, so it will become gas after that, so mean heat is absorbed, and you can see the arrangement also become further. Okay, and then let's say from gas to liquid, so now water vapor to liquid, so water vapor to liquid, so is heat is released. Okay, heat is released. And for the from the liquid, okay, to become solid, or from water to become ice, okay, heat also been released. Okay, so it is opposite. Okay, it is the opposite process. Okay, solid to liquid and liquid to gas, heat is absorbed. Okay, and then gas to liquid and liquid to solid, the heat is released. Okay, it's the opposite process. Okay, all right. So what is the name of the process? Okay, so from solid to liquid. Okay, so the name of the process from solid to liquid, okay, we call it as a melting process. Okay, melting process. And then from liquid to gas, okay, so that is called as a boiling process or evaporation. Okay, and then from gas to solid, okay, gas to solid, okay, so that one is called as a, or solid to gas, sorry, solid to gas, we call it as a sublimation. Okay, sublimation. Okay, so the next one is from liquid to solid. Okay, so from liquid to solid, this is called as a freezing. Okay, and then the one is heat is release. Okay, liquid to solid, okay, we call it as a freezing, heat is released. And for gas to liquid, we call it as a condensation. Okay, so this one also heat is released. And and they use the same process, okay, whether it's solid to gas or gas to liquid. So the process is same. We call it as a sublimation. Okay. So I hope you understand the process, okay, for change for this three state of matter, okay, solid, liquid, and gas. Okay, what is a melting process? Okay, so the melting process is a solid absorb heat when heated. Okay, so when you heat the solid, it will melting. So let's say an ice. Okay, for this one they use a butter. Okay, so when you heat up the butter will melt. Okay, so what happened when you give the heat, okay, to this butter? What happened actually? So when you heat up the butter here, so you give the energy to the particles inside the butter, so it will vibrate faster. Okay, so it will vibrate faster like this, right? So and then after that, the heat is used to overcome the force of attraction between the particles. So what does this mean? Okay, so let's say we see the solid. So let's say the butter is a solid form, right? Okay, so this is the arrangement of the molecule for the solid. So when you give the energy, alright, to the molecule here, okay, so what will happen? Okay, so it will vibrate. Okay, let's say I take this one, okay, this one small particle, it will vibrate. Okay, and you know, between this particle, okay, they got the force of attraction. Okay, so that's why they can stay close like this. Okay, so there has a force attraction between the particles. So this one also you get force, this one also got 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 force. So they got force of attraction between this particle. Okay. So what happens when you give the heat to the particle? It will vibrate. So when it vibrate, okay, so the force will be the heat energy will be used to overcome the force between this particle. So what happened when the force, when you overcome the force between the particle, there will be they will break the bond here. Okay, they will break the bond here. So then the particle now is freely to move. Okay, I explain again. When you give the energy right to the particle, the particle will be vibrate. Okay, and I already told you there is a force. Okay, force of attraction between the molecule here, between the particle here. Okay, so when it vibrate, okay, then it will overcome the force of the attraction. So what will happen then? Then the particle will be freely to move. Okay, so that happened. Okay, so heat is used to overcome the force attraction between the particles. So the particle move freely when the temperature reach a melting point, and then the solid turns into liquid. Okay, so that's what happened. Alright, next one is a boiling. Okay, so sorry. Boiling occurs when the temperature of the liquid is equal to the boiling point of the liquid. So every liquid they got their own boiling temperature. Okay, like for example, for water is 100°C. Okay, so different liquid, different boiling point. Okay, and then okay, for boiling, okay, you already know boiling they absorb the heat, right? So liquid absorb heat when heated. Okay. So this one is also same. Okay. Like okay, so let's see the liquid. Okay. So wait, I found okay. So this is the liquid. Alright. So same like the solid before. Okay. So when you give the heat energy to the particles will vibrate. Right. So when it keep vibrate, okay, then after it reach the boiling point, okay, means it has enough energy, okay, to overcome the force of attraction between particles. So this one they got a force. They say I take this one. So for this from these two particles, okay, they got a force attraction between it. Okay, so when it vibrate, okay, and after the particle gain enough energy, okay, so the bond will be broken. Mean the force is and that's mean you already overcome the force of attraction between the molecule. So what happened to the particle here? So the particle here are freely to move. Okay, so it will become gas, right? Okay, so liquid absorb heat when heated, the particle obtain energy and move faster. So the heat is used to break the bond between the liquid particles. Okay, so after it vibrate, it gain enough energy so it can overcome the force of attraction between the molecule, then it's freely to move. Okay, so when the temperature reach the boiling point, the particles move freely and randomly. Okay, and then the last one, liquid turns into gas. Okay, so this is the boiling process. Alright, the next one is the evaporation. So evaporation occurs at any temperature. Okay, so it's different from the boiling. So in boiling is only certain temperatures. Okay, so this one it can occurs at any temperature. So liquid absorb heat from the surrounding. So the particle obtains energy and move faster. So liquid is evaporated slowly and turns into gas. Okay, so basically it's the same like before. So the the particles vibrate, then gain enough energy. Okay, so then it will overcome the force of attraction between the molecule. Then the molecules are free to move. So it's same also. Okay, but for this one, the difference is it can occur at any temperature. Okay, for condensation. So condensation is actually from gas to liquid. Okay, so heat is released when gas is cool. Okay, alright. The particle lose energy and move slower and closer to one another. Okay, so the before this they absorb energy. So this one they release energy. So when the energy is released, so they move slower. Okay, so the particle will move slower and they will move closer to one another. So when the temperature is equals to or below the boiling point, the gas will turn into liquid. Okay, so this is the condensation. Alright, next one is a freezing. Okay, so freezing, liquid release heat when it's cold. Okay, so particle lose energy and move slower. Okay, so the particles start to vibrate at a fixed position when they reach a freezing point. So liquid turns into solid. Okay, so liquid release when it's cold. So this one the same as before. Okay, so when it release the energy, so it will become slower. Okay, and the energy will decrease and it will become slower and it moves closer to each other. Okay, so when you reach a freezing point, so let's say for water is 0 degrees Celsius. So when you reach a 0 degrees Celsius, it will become in a fixed position. Okay, so it will become solid. Okay, and then the next one is a sublimation. Okay, sublimation is a process in which solid directly turn into gas or gas directly turn into solid. Okay, so this is called as a sublimation. Okay, so next question number 5. Okay, so question number 5. Alright, which of the following statement is correct about a compound? Okay, so A, the component in a compound can be separated by physical method. So this one is wrong. Okay, a compound is prepared by the physical method. Okay, this one is also wrong. C, new substance are formed. Okay, new substance are formed. Okay, and D, no heat is absorbed or released. Okay, so the answer is C. Okay, so let's discuss. Okay, why? Okay, so we do a little revision. Right, what is an element? Okay, so element is the simplest form of a substance, right? It cannot be divided to two or more simpler substance. So there is only one type of atom. So this is the important part. So element only consists one type of atom. So example as a oxygen, okay, iron, hydrogen, aluminium. So element means, let's say for this one zinc bucket, right? So you can see only zinc atom, okay, inside the zinc bucket. So this one is the element. Why? Because they consist only one type of element, okay, one type of atom, okay, zinc atom. Okay, for the hydrogen tank, okay, so since it consists only hydrogen, okay, hydrogen atom, so it is called as a element. So for ferrum, ionel, so it consists only ferrum atom. So we call it as a element. Okay, it consists only one type of atom. So like oxygen consists only oxygen atom. Okay, for this one is a pencil, so only consists carbon. So we call this one as a element. Okay, element consists only one type of atom. Okay, what is compound? Okay, so a compound consists of two or more elements combined chemically, right? Combined chemically. Okay, so this one is the important one. Okay, a compound consists of two or more elements combined chemically, not physically. Okay, so it is produced from a chemical reaction. Okay, the compound can be produced in the laboratory or in natural environment. So example of a compound is aluminium oxide, zinc sulfide, okay, iron chloride, sugar, water, and salt. Okay, so how we can separate the compound? So we usually use in a chemically. We cannot use physically. We have to do it chemically. So for example, by using electrical energy, electrolysis. Electrolysis is the one we separate the hydrogen and oxygen, right? Okay. And then 6.1 shows the example of the compound. So salt. Salt is actually natrium chloride. So natrium is actually a sodium and chlorine. So it combine chemically to produce a salt. Okay, this one is actually calcium carbonate. Okay, so calcium plus carbon plus oxygen. So these three elements when combined, it will form a shell here. So this one also combined chemically, okay, not physically. Another one is a element in the compound is a sugar. Sugar is actually a glucose, okay, carbon, hydrogen, and oxygen. So when they combine, they will produce a sugar. So this one also combined by the chemically. Okay, all right. So the answer is C. Okay, you will produce a new substance. So let's say we want to produce a salt. So natrium plus chlorine. Okay, then sorry, natrium plus chloride, then become natrium chloride. So sorry, so that one will become a salt. So you produce a new substance. Okay. All right. For number 6. So which of the following statement is correct about carbon dioxide? Okay. So before we answer this question, we do a little revision. Okay. All right. So air. Okay, air is a mixture consists of nitrogen, oxygen, carbon dioxide, inert gas, water vapor, microorganism, and also dust. So this is the percentage, okay, of the gas, okay, in our air. Okay, so oxygen, oxygen, sorry, the most type of the gas is the nitrogen. Okay, second one is oxygen. Okay, all right. The next one is inert gas. So what is the inert gas? Inert gas is argon, helium, neon, krypton, xenon, and radon. So this is the example of the inert gas. So this one to show the percentage of oxygen in the air. So this one, I think you already done the experiment. Okay. So you put the gas jar. Okay. And then you light up the candle. Okay. So the water will rise. Okay. And then after that, the candle will not light up. Okay. Then you can see actually the water level is 20% from the gas of the jar. So you already put the scale here. Okay. Alright, so this is the experiment to show the percentage of oxygen. Okay, so what is the properties of a gas? Okay, for oxygen, so it's a colorless, odorless, okay, and then slightly soluble in water. So not soluble in the sodium hydroxide, okay, and no effect on the damp litmus paper. Okay, means it's a natural, it's not acidic, okay, alkali, okay, and then no effect on the lime water, So relight a glowing splinter. So because you know the burning process need the oxygen, so it will light up the glowing splinter. So now effect on hydrogen carbonate solution, since it's neutral, support combustion, and also it is a neutral gas. Okay. For the carbon dioxide also colorless, odorless, and also more soluble in water. Okay, very soluble in the sodium hydroxide. Okay, and carbon dioxide is actually the acidic gas. So acidic means it will turn the litmus paper from blue to red. Okay, and then turns lime water milky. Okay, extinguishes a burning splinter. Okay, change the color of hydrogen carbonate from red to yellow because it's acidic. Okay, and does not support combustion. So that's why we use it as in the fire extinguisher. Okay, and then the last one is the acidic, right? So the answer should be, okay, not soluble in sodium hydroxide. No. Okay, turns lime water chalky. So the answer should be B. Okay, all right. Okay, so this is the confirmatory test, okay, for the oxygen. So let's say if you want to test whether the gas is oxygen or carbon dioxide. So if you want to test whether it's oxygen or not, we put it in a glowing splinter. So it will relax, okay, the glowing splinter, since you know the oxygen is need for combustions, okay. And then the next one for the carbon dioxide, if you want to test whether it's a carbon dioxide or not, you put it in the lime water. So if the lime water turns cloudy, chalky, and milky, so that means this is a carbon dioxide. Another one is a hydrogen, right? So for the hydrogen, how you want to confirm it? Usually we put the uh, glowing splinter, okay? So then it will make a sound pop, okay? So that one is hydrogen, okay? Okay, next one. Number 7. So which of the following causes acid rain? Okay. So acid rain is actually caused by the nitrogen dioxide. Okay. Acid rain when the nitrogen dioxide, okay, and that is will dissolve in the water, it will produce a nitric acid. Okay. Like this. Okay. Sorry. Okay, so the sulfur dioxide, nitrogen dioxide, okay, so become sulfuric acid and nitric acid, okay, when it dissolve in the rain, okay. So where the sulfur dioxide and nitrogen oxide come from the motor vehicles and also factories, okay. So this is how we produce the acid rain, okay, by nitrogen oxide or sulfur dioxide. Okay, next one, number 8. Okay, diagram 3 shows an object R. So this one is actually a candle. So what type of energy does object R possess? Okay, so first one must be okay, light energy, heat energy, and chemical energy. Okay, before the candle light up, it has a chemical energy. Okay, so like ourselves also, okay, we have a, when you eat, okay, the food contain the chemical energy. So let's say if you want to go up, okay, you want to go up using a stairs, okay. So first one, your body must have a chemical energy, okay, from the food we eat, okay. And then when you go up to the stairs, okay, so the chemical energy turns to kinetic energy, okay, because it's starting to move, right? And then when you reach, let's say, at the second floor, then the kinetic energy turns to gravitational potential energy, okay. So from this one, the candle must have the chemical energy first. So when you light up the candle, okay, the energy returns to light energy, okay, produced by the candle, and also heat energy. So number 8, the answer is C. Okay, wait, let's see. Okay, so this is the form of energy. Okay, We have a sound energy, kinetic energy, electrical energy, light energy, elastic potential energy, gravitational potential energy, nuclear energy, heat energy, and chemical energy from our food. Okay, so that one is number 8. So number 8, the answer is C. So let's go for number 9. Okay, which of the following is an example? Okay, fossil fuel. Okay, so the answer should be petroleum. Okay, so petroleum. So what is a fossil fuel actually? So fossil is the remains of the dead plants and animals. Okay, and fuel is the material we burn. Okay, so to produce heat. Okay, so when combine this, it will produce a fossil fuel. So fuel obtained from the dead plants and animals. Okay. So fossil fuel, most of the energy we use come from fossil fuel. So definition, okay, fossil fuel is a non-renewable energy. Okay, so means one day it will finish. Okay, it formed from the remains of the plants of animals that lived a long ago. Okay, so to produce the fossil fuels, okay, it takes 1,000,000 years, right? Okay, so example of the fossil fuel is a petroleum, coal, and natural gas. So this is the fossil fuel. Okay, next one, number 10. So why do solar panels have black and rough surface? Okay, so you know black, it absorbs energy. Okay, absorb more energy. Okay, so the answer should be A. Okay, sorry. Okay, the answer should be A because the black absorb heat better. Okay, and for the rough surface, okay, so usually rough surface have high surface area. So means the high surface area, it will increase the rate of absorption of heat. Okay, so high surface area means there more surface. So the more surface means you can absorb the heat better. Okay. Alright. Okay, let's go for the next question, number 11. So diagram 4 shows the cross section of the human eye. Okay, so okay. So which of the labeled parts A, B, C, or D is cornea? Okay. So the answer is C. Okay. Alright. So let's see the part of human eye and its function. Okay. So for human eye, got 3 layers. Okay. 3 layers. This one, the black one, and inner one. Okay, so the outer layer is called as a sclera. Okay, so sclera, strong layer that maintains the shape of the eye and protects it. Okay, and then the second one is a choroid. Okay, so this one is a black layer that prevents reflection of the light. Okay, and supplies oxygen and nutrients. So that one is a for choroid. And then the third layer is a retina. So this one is contain a photoreceptor. So this one they detect the light and produce a nerve impulse. So on the retina, okay, they got a 2 spot here. The first one is called a yellow spot. So this one is the most sensitive, okay, to light, okay, because this one has got a lot of photoreceptor. And then this one is a blind spot, okay, part of retina which is not that sensitive to light, as there are no photoreceptor and exit point for all of the nerve fiber. So means the image, okay, fall in this spot, there will be no image form. Okay. Alright. The next one is the optic nerve. So it carries a nerve impulse, okay, from the retina to the brain. So this is called the optic nerve. And this one is called as a vitreous humor. Okay. So this transparent jelly-like substance, it maintain the shape of the eyeball. Okay, and focus the light into the retina. Okay. So actually the retina is the important part lah. Okay. And then this is called as a conjunctiva. So this one is a transparent membrane which protects the front part of the sclera. So this one. Okay. And this is called as a aqueous humor. Okay. So this one is to maintain the shape of the eyeball. Okay. Maintain shape the eyeball and focus the light into the eye. So you focus the light into the eye. Okay. And this one is a pupil. So this one is the opening of the center, which control the quantity of light. So you can see if you put a torchlight, okay, you on the torchlight and put it at the pupil will become small. Okay. So it means it's control the amount of light. And then next one is the iris, the color part of the eye, which control the size of the pupil. So pupil is actually the opening. So the one that control the size of the pupil is actually the iris here. Okay. And then this is a cornea. So cornea is a transparent layer which refract and focus the light into the retina. Okay. So refraction occur here. Okay. The blue part here. Okay. And then the next one is a suspensory ligaments. So strong fiber which hold the eye lens in the position. So this one is hold the eye lens here. Okay. And then eye lens is a transparent and elastic convex lens which focus the light into the retina. Okay. So this one is a transparent and elastic. So it focus the light into the retina. Okay. Okay, the next one is a ciliary muscle. Okay, so the muscle is can change the thickness of the eye lens. So the eye lens can be thick or thin. So this one is controlled by the ciliary muscle. Okay, through the contraction or relaxation. Okay, so this is the part of the eye and the function of each part. Okay, and so you can get in the textbook. Okay, for number 12. Okay, for number 12, diagram 5 shows the response of a plant toward a touch. So what type of response is shown in diagram 5? So this one is actually the nestic movement. Okay, number 12, the answer is C. Okay, so let's do a little revision. Okay, about the response in plants. Okay, so response in plants, they got two types. Okay, this one is called as tropism. This one is a nestic movement. Okay, what is a tropism? So tropism is a directional response of plants to stimuli. So what example of the stimuli is a light, water, gravity, and touch. Okay, so there's a part of plant that grows toward a stimulus is called as a positive. Okay, part of plant which grows away from stimulus is called as a negative tropism. Okay, if it grows toward the stimulus, we call it as a positive. It grows away from the stimulus is known as a negative. Okay, what is the nestic movement? So respond towards stimulus such as touch, but does not depend on the direction of the stimulus. Okay, for this one, it depends on the direction. So let's say I have a plant here. Okay, it's like this one. Okay, so let's say there's a plant here. So this is the window. Okay, so you can see all of the shoot of the plant. Okay, they move towards the direction of the light. Okay, so this is called as a tropism, right? Means it moves toward the direction. Okay, so this is the positive. They say it move here. Okay, go to the left here. Means it move away from the direction. So this one we call it as a negative tropism. So example, right? Right, so the first one is a phototropism. Photo is actually light. So light tropism. So phototropism is the growth of a plant to light. So usually the shoots of the plant shows positive phototropism. Means they grow towards the light. Okay, source of the light. Okay, and then the root of plants show negative phototropism. They grow away from the light. So plants need light to carry out photosynthesis. So phototropism ensures that shoots and leaves of plants obtain enough sunlight to make a food through photosynthesis, like this one. Okay, it moves towards the light. So this one is the shoot. We call it as a positive phototropism. Okay, it moves towards the light. Alright, the next one, okay, grows towards a light source is called a positive tropism, while grow away from light is called negative phototropism. Okay, so since you can see the the root goes downward, right? So mean it move away from the source of the light. So that one we call it as a negative phototropism. Okay. So this is the example. You can see, let's say the light is here. So you can see the stem move in this direction. Okay, move to the light direction. Okay, so it say if phototropism positive. Okay, usually the shoot or the stems. Okay, is a positive for phototropism. Okay, next one is a geotropism. Geo is a gravity. So it's respond to gravity. Okay, so roots shows for positive geotropism since they grow in the direction of the gravity. So the gravity go downward. So means you can see the root also usually go downward. So it's follow the direction of the gravity. So it has a positive geotropism. Okay, so the positive geotropism allows the root plants to grow deep into the ground to grip and hold the plants in the ground. Okay, shoot shows negative geotropism since they grow in the opposite direction to the pull of gravity. So usually the gravity pull downward, right? But the shoot will grow upward like that. Okay, so mean it move away from the direction of the pull of gravity. So it shows a negative geotropism. Okay. So negative geotropism allows shoot and leaf to grow upward to obtain the sunlight from photosynthesis. Okay. So like this, you can see, right, the root going downward like that. Okay, so this one is geotropism positive. It's follow the direction of the gravity. Okay, so this is the example, okay, for geotropism. You can see the root going downward and the shoots of the plants, okay, keep growing upward like that. So it didn't follow the direction of the gravity, right? So that's why we call this one is a negative geotropism. And this one is a positive. Okay, next one is a hydro. So hydro is a water. Okay, water. So response to water. So usually roots shows a positive hydrotropism, means it's grow towards water. Okay, so the positive hydrotropism allows roots to obtain water for photosynthesis and also to absorb the minerals. Okay, so positive hydrotropism of root is stronger than the positive geotropism of root. Okay, so means the positive hydrotropism of roots means the root is attracted more to water, okay, than to the gravity. Okay, so means it shows the positive hydrotropism, okay, higher than the positive geotropism. And then when the direction of water source and the direction of gravity is not same, the roots will grow towards the water. Okay, so let's say we put the water this side. Okay, so you can see the root is going to the water side more than going downward here. So mean it shows here the root is attracted more to the water than to the gravity. Okay, so photohydrotropism is much better than geotropism, right? Okay, so this is dry soil and wet soil. So after a few days, you can see it move to the wet soil. It means it's hydrotropism. And Okay, they didn't go downward like this because it's more attracted to the water here. Alright. Okay, so this is the example, the experiment to show that it attracted, the root is more attracted to the water than to the geotropism. Okay. And next one is a thigmotropism. So this one is a response to wet touch. Okay, so tendrils or twinning stems show positive thigmotrism. Cling on any object or other plants they come into contact. So this one is to enable plants to grow upward to obtain sunlight and grip object to obtain support. So the roots show negative thigmotropism. Avoid any object that prevent them to find water. Okay. So this is the example. Okay. So you can see the plants winding the bamboo stick. So this one is for support. So this is called as a thigmotropism. So why? So this one is to help them to get more sunlight, or to support. To support. For support. So usually the plants that use this kind of thigmotropism, the stem is a weak stem. So mean if you don't put the bamboo stick here, it will cannot grow upward like that. Okay, it will go down like this. So you need to stick a bamboo or any wood, here, then it will winding the stem on the bamboo to help them to get support and also to get a sunlight here. Okay. So this is the example of the plants. They use a winding stem. Okay, you can see like that. Alright. Okay, and then the next one, the last one is a nestic movement. So this one is when you touch. So we touch a leaf, then the leaf, it will a plant respond to stimuli which come from any direction is called a nestic movement. So this one does not depend the direction of the stimuli. Okay. So example is a mimosa pudica, right? So you can see if you touch, it will be like this. You will move the leaf inwards. Okay. So when you touch, you move the leaf inwards. So this is called as a nestic movement. Okay. So this is for the defense, against enemy or strong wind. Okay. Okay, next one, this is the example. So this is the before. So after you touch, you become like this. Okay, so this is called as a nestic movement. And this one also Venus flytrap. Okay, so this is to get a food. Okay, so when the fly inside the Venus flytrap, it will close, and then it will digest the fly here. It will become the food. Okay, for the plants. Okay, right. So it's already 11. Okay, so I stop until here. Okay. Then next week on Tuesday, I will give you work on a Google Classroom, a quiz, okay? And then on Friday, we do the online class because on Tuesday is for 3G online class. Okay, and for you, I will need a Google Classroom on Tuesday and your online class will be on Friday. Okay. So if you want this PowerPoint, I will send in the group later. Okay, maybe you can answer first. Okay. So I think it's enough for today. Okay, thank you class. Bye bye.